Welcome back to another episode, where we dive into the most fascinating brand stories. What if I told you a 19-year-old pizza delivery guy turned his garage hustle into a billion-dollar fitness brand without celebrity endorsements or big investors? This is the wild rise of Gymshark, and trust me, it's not your average success story. This story avoids showing the traditional path of success, marked by how they made it. Gymshark's story represents three core elements: steady determination combined with innovative problem solving and masterful advertising approaches. Stay tuned because this story applies to entrepreneurs, gym members, and anyone curious about how a brand goes from zero to a billion-dollar empire. But before we move ahead, please do subscribe to our channel, and thank you so much in advance. 19-year-old Ben Francis launched Gymshark in 2012 following his activities as both an undergraduate student and a Birmingham pizza delivery employee. Gymshark decided to shift its business model from fitness supplements to clothing production after Ben Francis began stitching customized gym clothing alongside his friends. Using social media and influencer marketing strategies, Gymshark promoted their merchandise, although they operated with scarce resources. At the groundbreaking 2013 Body Power Expo, their Luxe tracksuit sold out in 30 minutes. Gymshark grew into a billion-dollar company through its founders' combination of deep passion, inventive approaches, and emphasis on helping their community. Okay, imagine this. The year is 2012. Ben Francis is a 19-year-old student at Birmingham, UK Aston's University. He works part-time as a pizza delivery guy for Pizza Hut, but he's working on his real passions: tech and fitness, in between lectures and deliveries. Ben was doing more than just lifting weights. He was coding, creating websites, and having big dreams. He started Gymshark that year, first as a supplement company, just a small internet company selling fitness supplements. No clothes yet. The site, Ben made it himself. He soon saw that supplements were difficult to market without a well-known brand, so he changed course. The pivotal action? Apparel. No outside investors, no outrageous startup funds, just hustle and grit. The goal of that first year was to establish the brand and sow the foundation for a future empire. The revenue that Gymshark made in 2012 is unfortunately not available, but that doesn't matter because the brand would be reaching the skies soon. Now, things started to improve both financially and practically in 2013, with an emphasis on slim-fitting athletic wear that looked both good inside and outside of the gym. Ben and his friends launched the first Gymshark clothing line. Consider compression clothing made by lifters, for lifters, tapered joggers, and fitted stringers. Then, boom, pivotal moment, Body Power Expo in 2013. Fitness influencers began to take notice after Gymshark displayed their equipment. The Luxe tracksuit was one item that really took off. When it went live online, it sold out in 30 minutes. Half an hour. To catch up, they even had to take down the website. This was a movement, not just a set of clothes. Additionally, YouTube and Instagram influencers were crucial. One of the first companies to employ influencer marketing on this scale was Gymshark, which transformed specialized fitness creators into international brand representatives. Gymshark's revenue skyrocketed to an astounding $500,000 by the end of the year. By 2016, Gymshark had evolved from an online company to a cultural phenomenon. They debuted their first pop-up store in Covent Garden, London that year. Why is this a huge deal then? Because up until now, Gymshark had been entirely digital. For the first time, fans were able to physically view and handle the clothing. And the turnout? It was crazy. Outside, people set up camp. Down the block were the lines. With the exception of the gym shorts and protein tanks, it appeared as though Apple just released a new iPhone. And there was more to the store than just shopping. With giveaways, photo opportunities, and meet and greets with Gymshark athletes, it was a social event. Ben and the group came to the realization that Gymshark was marketing a way of life rather than just clothing. Additionally, the fan base was expanding quickly. Gymshark generated about £12.8 million in revenue annually by the end of 2016. By 2018, Gymshark was making waves in the financial and fitness communities. The brand achieved unicorn status that year, meaning that it was valued at $1 billion. Additionally, keep in mind that Ben Francis began with no prior manufacturing or fashion experience. They didn't follow every trend to succeed. Gymshark stayed true to its successful strategies, which included partnerships with influencers like David Lade, Steve Cook, and Nikki Blackadder, community-driven marketing, and high-quality clothing. What was truly remarkable, though, was how they developed a tribe rather than merely a clientele. Fans felt like they were part of something greater thanks to Gymshark's events, digital content, and customized marketing. Ben, too, he decided to strategically expand the company and resigned as CEO to make room for more seasoned leadership to discuss emotional intelligence. By the end of the year, Gymshark had made about $128 million. Let's now discuss 2020, the year the world stopped. But Gymshark, they intensified their efforts. Gymshark quickly adjusted during COVID-19, a time when many businesses were going out of business. When gyms closed, they turned to loungewear and equipment for at-home workouts, a brilliant move. By sharing live at-home workouts, mental health resources, and community engagement while everyone was cooped up indoors, they also transformed their enormous social media platform into a positive force. And here's another significant event. US private equity firm General Atlantic acquired a 21% share in Gymshark. That bargain? One of the few British brands to reach that milestone without ever raising venture capital, it valued the business at over £1 billion. Gymshark continued to lift even during the pandemic. Additionally, their revenue skyrocketed to about £261 million by the end of 2020. Now 2021 was all about scaling up after the pandemic momentum. Gymshark took significant steps to expand internationally, particularly in the US. They began discussing opening permanent stores in major cities after establishing their North American headquarters in Denver, Colorado. Their influencer team became even more varied, representing fitness personalities of all shapes, sizes, and backgrounds, in addition to bodybuilders and athletes. In order to serve a global customer base, they also stepped up their tech and logistics game by making investments in faster delivery and better warehousing. Ben Francis too, he returned as CEO almost 5 years later, preparing to steer the company into the future. It was a comeback story in and of itself, with a founder returning with more experience. In 2021, Gymshark's revenue increased to approximately £437.6 million. Okay, 2022. Fans of Gymshark have been waiting for this physical makeover. Their first flagship store, a huge retail establishment that featured more than just shelves of leggings and tank tops, was formally opened on Regent Street in London. This store features a barbershop, a community area, and a fitness studio. Yeah, you heard me right, a barbershop, since being well-groomed isn't limited to the gym. It resembles a brand playground more than a store. In addition to shopping, people came here to train, socialize, connect with influencers, and become a real-life member of the Gymshark tribe. Gymshark demonstrated this year that it was more than just an e-commerce company. It had grown into a full-fledged lifestyle business. Gymshark made an estimated £484 million by the end of 2022. Gymshark continued to gain new levels of sales and creative leadership by the time 2023 rolled around. In February 2023, Gymshark was in the news when it named David Lade as its creative director. David had been with Gymshark for years as a social media influencer and longtime athlete who had millions of followers. But this new role was not just a symbolic thing. It was a daring declaration to youth culture and authenticity. David brought a new perspective to Gymshark that was based deep on the knowledge of the company's core user base, which was made of young, fitness-focused creators who were interested in progress just as much as they were in self-expression. He spent a lot of time creating the brand's narrative, campaign direction, and product design. By 2023, Gymshark's revenue had increased by 15%, continuing its trend of going up. The brand's increased global recognition, ongoing product innovation, and launch into new international markets were some of the main factors that made this huge revenue possible. Gymshark's dedication to sustainability also had a large impact because the company employed more environmentally friendly procedures and products in response to the growing demands for ethical consumption from its mostly Gen Z audience. Gymshark was able to pull in younger clients who were fashion forward by diversifying its product lines to include new designs of sports gear, casual apparel, and accessories. The 15% increase strengthened Gymshark's position as the market leader in both the fitness and fashion sectors. By 2023, Gymshark's revenue had grown to £556.2 million. Gymshark celebrated its 10th anniversary in 2024 by launching its groundbreaking new Everywhere product line. Gymshark has never combined performance and lifestyle like this line does. It provides high-quality adaptable clothing that can be worn anywhere, from the gym to the street, something that today's fitness consumer has been hankering after. Gymshark's anniversary celebrations and Everywhere's launch marks 10 years of expansion, community development, and innovation. This accomplishment shows the brand's success as well as its flexibility in responding to the rapidly shifting fitness market. Gymshark has established itself as one of the most significant brands of the decade by fusing fashion, fitness, and cutting-edge technology. Gymshark's partnership with Leanna Deeb in 2025, a rising fitness influencer who combined strength, modesty, and empowerment, made a strong statement about inclusivity and representation around the world. Together, they introduced the Leanna Deeb x Gymshark Modest Collection, a range of athletic apparel made especially for women who want greater coverage without sacrificing fashion or usefulness. A Gymshark survey found out that about 84% of women struggle to find modest gym clothes, and they sought to solve that issue. This collection focused on embracing various cultural identities in fitness rather than just fashion. The collection featured breathable hijab-friendly options, high-coverage leggings, and long-line tops that are both functional and stylish. Throughout the campaign, Leanna's message of faith, confidence, and female empowerment struck a chord with groups that had long felt marginalized in the fitness industry. Many in the fashion and social media communities praised Gymshark for listening to its global audience, and the launch was widely praised. The collection's immediate success demonstrated that inclusivity is the way of the future, not just a fad. Experts have predicted that the company will generate more than £600 million if the growth continues at the same pace. This was the story of Gymshark's transformation from a garage startup to a multi-billion-dollar fitness conglomerate. From a college student creating stringers in between pizza runs, to launching a flagship store in London, to compete with Adidas and Nike for the affection of millions of fitness enthusiasts worldwide. And the most outrageous aspect, they succeeded without the help of well-known celebrities, without the support of large retail chains, and without ceding control too soon. Gymshark demonstrates that you don't have to be present in every mall in the modern world. All you need to do is create a community that supports you. Gymshark's story demonstrates how hard work, creativity, and maintaining ties to your roots can transform any endeavor, whether you're lifting weights, starting a business, or attempting to do both. Remember to subscribe, like, and comment for more incredible business and fitness related stories. Which Gymshark moment was your favorite? Put it down below, and I'll see you in the next one.